How are we doing there?
Good.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Gord.
First thing you need to know about me is I suffer from massive stage fright, so I'll be okay. I'm also a college instructor. You do the math. I don't know how that works at all. Well, that's going to be tight. All right. Let's get this thing alive here. So I didn't really prepare anything to talk about today because they said 15 minutes, and if I prepare something, I'll be up here for an hour and a half. So, how do I talk about? Well, I should introduce myself for the 6 people here that don't know who I am. My name's Gord, and I'm from Canada, hence the accent, eh? And a funny thing about Peter, Jim, and I have to say this because I've said it to everybody that I've talked to pretty much, and if I just say it to everyone, then I'll stop saying it, and then everyone, like especially Jessica, would be really happy that I stopped saying it. So here's the funny fact about Peter, Jim, and I. We all lived in Michigan together for a year. I was on a 1-year assignment to Michigan State University, and so I was there. Of course, Peter was in Ann Arbor, and Jim was in Milford with me. And so we all know each other. We've known each other that was a long time ago. That was like 25 years ago or something. Yeah, 24 years ago. You're probably wondering what I teach at college if you don't already know. So I'm a linguist, which means that I study language science. It doesn't mean I cook Italian food, but I do like Italian food. I should also mention that I am here with Jessica, my lovely other person. We have no idea how to introduce how we're connected, but yeah. What else should I say? I can talk about my classes. That's probably a good idea. So this all comes from a moment when I was working with a student at the college, and she was taking a communications course and had all these questions, and we were going over those questions together. And as we were working, I was thinking, this would be really, really good stuff to talk about at a Bible school. So it all came out from working with a student at school and working on this concept of communication. And as I sort of dug into the topic and thought about it, what would the classes be? What would how to talk about this? And then I came across this. Here, before we do that, let's just talk about this verse. This is the theme verse for the Bible school, and I was really happy when they told me what the theme verse was. It looks like I didn't delete one of the footnote markers there. This is not the theme verse. Oh, it is. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. It's just a different version from the one we looked at, so I'm confused. This is the ESV. It says, "So then you are no longer strangers and aliens, but you are fellow citizens with the saints and members of the household of God, built on the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Christ Jesus himself being the cornerstone." I mean, that's an absolute key concept, so it's a great, well, actually, it's not the theme verse, it's the theme verses, because there's 2. But this idea of building on a foundation. I mean, anyone here a bricklayer, stonemason? There's a shortage, so if it's looking for a career, it's a good idea. But nobody, right? None of us here are just construction workers, steel and glass, concrete, nobody. Oh, we have one person. All right, so that's not what it's talking about in this verse. It's not talking about physically making a building. Right? It's never been about that. That goes right back to the promises to David, right? It was David that wanted to build an actual physical building, and God said no, and then he said, "I am going to build you a house, not made out of brick and stone." Made out of what? People, right? And how do you build a house together as people? You communicate. That is the bricks and mortar of a house made out of people, is communicating. communing together one with the other. So this is how we build our house together. And interesting, when you start with strangers and aliens, and what I do most of my day is I work with students at the college who are newcomers to North America, to the English-speaking world. They are strangers and aliens in that, famous American use of the word alien. They are not from these parts. And so what do they struggle with? English, communication, right? This is their stumbling block. This is what I do. I work with people on this concept of communication. And I think in our community, there is a need to work on our ability to communicate with each other, all right? So this is what we're going to build with. So I came across this acronym, which you may know, and as a linguist, I just absolutely love acronyms and talking about them. This one's a mnemonic acronym. So that just means that it's there to help you remember something. And it's THINK, which is where I got my title from, Think on These Things. So the T stands for true. Is it true? The H for helpful. Is it helpful? The I, is it inspiring? The N, is it necessary? And the K, is it kind? And when I saw that, and I don't take any claims for this, I have it in my notes somewhere where this comes from. It's really old. But what I really, really liked about this is that there's 5 of them. And there's 5 classes. See how perfect that is? So it just worked out great. So we're going to do one every day. And we're going to have 5 classes on, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? That's really hard to say. Is it necessary? And finally, and I love it that this one is last, is it kind? So we can finish on that high note of talking about kindness, which really I think is the best one, the most important one. But they're all important and necessary and helpful and inspiring, and hopefully they're all true. And that brings me to one last slide. Have I already killed my 15 minutes? Probably. All right. Philippians 4, verse 8. And if you were thinking about that verse while we were talking about this, I certainly started thinking, as soon as I started thinking about this, and it goes like this. I'm sure we all know this verse, right? Finally, brothers, whatsoever is true, whatsoever is honorable. I'm reading it from the King James Version in my head, and here I have the ESV up there. Whatever, every teenager's favorite word, whatever. Right. Whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. And there's that word think right there with this very, very similar list. Now you might be wondering, why did I take this other acronym, which is not from the Bible, and use that for the basis of 5 classes, and not just use these words here in this chapter? And I thought about that, and it came down to one thing. It's really easy. You can just see we have true, which is the same. It's great. Honorable, just, pure, lovely, commendable, excellence, worthy of praise. That's 8. I don't have 8 classes. So that was the deciding point. But I think you'll see that these words are really just synonyms for the other words, and it doesn't really change anything. So, and the other thing, of course, we know this is the Bible verse, so this is obviously correct. And then the thing, since it's not actually taken out of the Bible directly, then we have to test it and see if it's right. So we have every reason to investigate it. Anyway, so that's what the class is going to be about. And on top of that, I'm doing another class on Tuesday night, right? Tuesday night. It's in this, you can check that's not the title in the program is not quite correct. The topic for that class is what happened at Babel. This has been an interest of mine going back. I'll talk more about this when I give the class on Tuesday night, but this takes me back to high school when we covered this in one of my English classes. And it made me very uncomfortable, and I really struggled a lot with any perceived conflict between what I do for a living, what my career has all been about, and when it seems to come in conflict with the Bible. And I have really, really thought hard and a lot about this topic. So we're going to talk about that on Tuesday night. So that's it. That's me, and I can't wait till we get into the classes, and hopefully I'll survive standing up in front of all these people. All right, I'll check out for now, and I'll see you soon.